This camera sucks. Can you tell? Oh, there we go. That does that. What's this? Say share the screen. Yeah. Oh, and what's this? A share. Okay, just checking out some of these app things that are on the laptop that, yeah, I don't use that much. Oh, we're talking about inches now, are we? Size actually doesn't matter, Norm. That's just what women say. We got here, allow Google One to find device. The next word, allow. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Brent, from you know where, live in the new digs. What do you think? This is my room with a view. Look how beautiful it is outside. Morning, Phil from down under. Craig's bragging about having a white Christmas. You guys just got hit, though, I heard. Anyways, I hope everybody had a very, very, very Merry Christmas. Mine has been really kind of weird. Things have been falling into place. All this stuff I've been thinking about for the last 4 to 6 months after I left Ontario, or not Ontario, but Manitoba. And I started to get confused with life, and I started to get, thinking, what am I going to do? And started planning new things. And well, everything seems to be popping into place. And by the way, Sue, see if I can do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know if I can change it. Can I? No. Oops. It's just a backdrop, because if I move really fast, you can see that it's fake. It's AI created backdrops. So it's definitely not where I'm living in there. We're sitting in an office with a bunch of computer stuff. So I thought, you know what? This looks a lot better than me sitting in an office with a bunch of computer stuff. The new digs are stunning. Yeah, I'll say. Looks good though, eh? Zabellis, Catherine, Kev, how's it all going? Hi, everybody. Sue and Phil and Norm and all those great people there. Renee is hanging out with our new buddy Ricardo, who is from Germany. He's living in a van, and they're out at Rath Trevor Beach, just north of town here, about 30 minutes. And they started texting me and bugging me to go on early, and I'm like, nobody tells me what to do. No, people whine so much. Bunch of whiners. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Hey, you might as well give Ricardo one too. Here you go, Ricardo. You ready? Here you go. Okay. Now, not everybody, but enough of you do. Cheap labor. Yeah, it's pretty nice, Kev. Again, it's an AI generated back screen that you can now put on with. This is an Apple generated. Oh, I found it right here. There we go. I'll show you. There we go. So this is actually where I'm at. This is the office of my buddy that owns the place, and he runs a computer shop in town. So he works at home occasionally and has all his stuff here so that he can actually work on his stuff. But it looks pretty boring, so we can change our backdrops and, fly under the rainbow, hang out down by the river. Hey, there we go. Want to go down by the river? I like this one. Oh, no, it's not this one. This one here. Yeah. tastes of the rainbow. Skittles are our best. Yes, it is. We don't have subs here. We have a small community of like-minded people that love one another and help one another all the time. Back in the old days, Norm, we used to be doing this all the time. Like I did a live broadcasting on a live broadcasting network channel, page, whatever. It was called Blog TV. And Blog TV was always live all the time. And you could pick out whatever you wanted to. Basically, clip up here, and we can bring up people that came in. And we also had all these chat applets like this so we could communicate with our audience. And I did a lot of interviews. I did a lot of mechanical stuff in my garage. We'd talk about things and teach people stuff like this and communicate with people from all over Canada. And then I actually drove across Canada in a Volkswagen van. And my username was Mr. Bond. So there's one of the times Bond comes into here. And we used to travel across, and I would that was back before we had a lot of internet. We didn't have Tim Hortons or Starbucks to go into. We actually had to go to internet cafes and then had to buy something or pay to use their internet. So basically I'd roll into town and say, hey guys, I'm going to be coming into Edmonton on Saturday afternoon. What's a good place to go? And I would set it up on my previous live broadcast, and then I'd roll in, and by this time everybody had told me where to go or emailed me a place to go, and then I'd meet up with a bunch of users and people that I guess they weren't users, they were watchers, followers, and we traveled all the way across Canada, jumping into little internet cafes and meeting a whole whack of people. It was 2007. It was a great time in my life. But saying that, going back to Norm, everybody banned someone. We'd actually have people that would come in and they would change their name so you would think you knew who you were giving a wrench to, and they'd come in and they'd clear your room. So hammers weren't handed out as frequently on the Blog TV, and they're only handed out to people that you really knew and really trusted. But that was one of the sneaky ways of people getting in there, because we used to have it all the time to everybody. So this is a day five for me in a sticks and bricks. The first 2 days were a bit difficult learning how to sleep in a queen size bed, especially when you're not used to another bed. But by the third night, it felt really good. I got to sit on this porcelain throne the other day. It was amazing. And there was like water in the bottom of it. And you sit on there and you go poo. And then to get rid of the poo, you just push this switch and the water takes it all away. It was amazing. I kind of forgot how nice it was to have a porcelain throne. But yeah, it's nice. My buddy's a really cool guy, and appreciate him for offering this. I'm still pondering getting my own place. We will be working on that in the near future by putting myself on a list. I want to get government-funded housing for seniors, so I'm going to be working on that in the near future. But I just love it because I've been really wanting to do this. Everybody else was talking about it. I was thinking about it because I wasn't sure where my life was going, and my health physically was definitely deteriorating. And with that, it started to screw up my mental thinking and stuff like that. And I just wasn't feeling peace anymore. And so it was time for me to start to think about doing something. And everything just kind of like fell into place. I got the nudge from when I had to go set up my when I got the call for my surgery. that really pushed my button and got me rolling and getting me to do the things, because otherwise I wouldn't have found this place here that I'm staying at. Um, because I had already set one up with my sister, but that fell through because I set that up 2 years ago with her. And after 2 years, she's already got the room rented out and has somebody staying in there with her. I did phone her and double check to make sure, and she said, "Yeah, no, sorry, brother." So I reached out and found this place, and it was like, "Yeah, stay as long as you want, man." I'm like, "Really?" Because I've kind of been looking for a place, but again, it's a couple 60-year-old guys hanging out together, kind of like me and Wayne, but in a house. And, well, you guys are still in the crapper. Yeah, a good crapper is a good thing to have. Yeah, it was interesting, and getting the moving. It was really hard for me to move out of the bus. Very hard. Not sure what I'm supposed to take, what I'm supposed to do, what I have to do. The bus is still at the shop at Bavarian. Thanks, Bavarian. And they're still there. And we have some van lifers hanging out over there, or had some van lifers hanging out there over Christmas. Gives them a nice place where they can actually stay. It might not be the best of beautiful. I mean, we have Renee from BU Van Life. She was hanging out there. She's out in a provincial park right now, hanging out with Ricardo and Bruce Van Life Jr. and all his gang are up north in Campbell River. And I heard Van Ma Ruth is back. So they're all hanging out in the woods. But during the Christmas season, it was quite nice to be able to hang out. And we had half a dozen, I believe, van lifers in their vans down at the compound. So we didn't spend Christmas alone. And now it's going to be New Year's. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, I'm feeling comfortable. It's really good. My buddy owns a small Sheltie Collie. So is that Sheltie Collie Cross Sheltie? Anyways, he has that, and the dude loves them. They are like the best of friends, and my buddy takes him out on hikes every day. So he's getting his exercise and hanging out with puppies and hopefully learning things from the new puppies. I really don't like the graininess of this camera, and this is my pro camera. Hey, I tried looking at new settings for it and everything, but it just wouldn't change it. So Renee's coming back tonight because she found out that Wayne is cooking chicken and spatula with salad and dessert. I don't understand your question, Kev. You're looking for some new sticks. Then Chaco sticks? He does, right? Catherine, he's got a new BFF. They've always been together, like from the time I've been here in Nanaimo. Whenever I'm in Nanaimo, me and my buddy Richard is very close friends. I'm actually living next door to my old Sticks and Bricks. I used to live and work as a maintenance guy in a 160 unit mobile home park in the south end of Nanaimo, covered with cedar trees. It's like living in a forest. And when I sold my place to move to Alberta, I moved away from him, I'd been neighbors ever since he moved in here. I lived there for 15 years. I believe he was here for about 5 or 6. We actually reached out to him when we lost Goldberg, and we actually have Goldberg buried in the backyard. So it was kind of a neat 5-year circle of running away, exploring Canada and all its beauty, meeting all you wonderful people, and then starting to come and hit my 5-year wall again and going like, okay, something's up, and Brent needs to reevaluate what he's doing in his life. And bam, the higher power, or the powers that be, or the universe, or whatever you want to call it, have put me back here for a while to try to figure things out in my life. And it's not about figuring things out because it slowed me down enough to realize that I need to start looking after me. Bonjour, tourist de Canada. We've been procrastinating and not worrying about health so much and my sleeping apnea and my knee operations. You know, it'll come when it's coming. Well, now it's here, and it's time. I mean, living in chronic pain and not being able to breathe is tough stuff on us older guys, right? Especially when I've suffered for many, many, many years with rheumatoid arthritis, and yeah, I don't feel like I ever get my sleep anymore. So we're doing good. It was weird because I just got a notice. I kind of screwed up. I was waiting for a phone call before Christmas on a prescription for my sleep apnea machine, and that's kind of what's put things on hold. And I actually got the prescription, but they had emailed it to me, and it went to my junk mail, which I looked at the other day. So they have offered to get me a CPAP machine. So we're trying to work on that, but I don't believe they're in the office till after the new year. I've already emailed them back and haven't received any confirmations from them yet. Merry Christmas, Catherine. It's time for a step 2. Cheers to that, eh? Just happen to have one handy, just in case. So yeah, that's in the motion. So by the looks of it, we should be able to get this knee operation up and going. They didn't take me off the list. They put mine on pause. So the very, very next opportunity that shows up, they're going to give me the call. I already have everything here. I have everything I need done. I have my ECGs, my blood tests and everything. So they're good for like a good month. So I'm kind of hoping sometime in early January, I'm going to get the call. I have all my apparatuses I need, my toilet seats, my walkers, my crutches. Everything is ready to go. I just need a date. So I'm thinking that's going to come up. And here's something else that was really cool that just happened to me. We actually got an email saying, hey, Brent, your insurance is running out. Well, I have 2 vehicles. And I'm like, what? What insurance? And then I looked. So the insurance for the school bus stops at the end of January. Well, that's could be on the chopping block this year. The dog's barking. It's been one of those things where I'm not too sure. So if I'm going to keep the bus or not, but it's kind of like it's nudging me, like the universe is nudging me in a certain way. It's like, oh, by the way, your insurance runs out in January too. And I'm like, is this a sign? Am I supposed to be listening to this? Is this my kick in the butt to go really put my name on a list in the seniors funding homes, right? So I think I really need to get into that. The first one I looked into doesn't take pets. You guys can bring your pet over to visit me, but I can't have one in the house. So I was like, and I really had my heart set on this brand new complex that they built a few years back. But there's about half a dozen other ones in town that I'm going to have to look in. So I'm being pushed. The universe is wanting the best for me, I think, and they're trying to get me to. What do they say? There's an old proverb that says, "Faith will move mountains, but you better bring a shovel." You sit around and expect everything work because you want it to. Yeah, no, there's a lot of work involved. So the new year's looking very promising. We still have the CRV. I just put a bunch of money into that. Sadly, I had to sell my Bluetti EV 200 to a good friend of mine at a very discounted price. But my timing belt went on the CRV, and it was like, okay, well, I ain't gonna take more out of my savings and stuff like this, and it was Christmas, and so paying it forward. That's so much what we need to do. We want to be kind to everybody and do what's right and help one another out without any expectations. Once you build expectations, you open yourself up to resentments, and then you start getting mad at that person. And I've been doing that kind of help with people for the last 25 years, and it is amazing that when you freely give, you freely get, and you don't get it back from where you were giving. It usually comes from somebody else. I've had vehicles given to me because people said, I love what you're doing in your life, and I love how you're always there for people. You need a new car. Here, I want to give you this. And I'm like, what? No, I can't take that. And then I would make them tell me, well, they didn't tell me. They just wanted to buy me a car. And I said, no, you convince me why you want to give me a car, and then I'll think about it. And that's what they told me. So life can be pretty grand. And again, you have to be a caring person and like doing things for their own good, not your own good. I'm not trying to get good feelings by helping you. I want you to feel good about me helping you. So it's a tough one, right? No pets. What kind of BS is that? No kidding, Catherine. That's what I thought. But, I guess sometimes when they have brand new places like that, and you're also dealing with, I believe this place has not only funding, but it also has care aid or whatever they call it when they have nurses and stuff on thing there. So we're not going to have some of the most healthiest people. And that means, elderly and sometimes not the most smartest of people. And we don't want the pets to be mistreated and being allowed to make a mess of the place for everybody else. So I want to say bad apples, but I don't think they mean to be, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Norm, it actually is an interference motor. Yeah. We got lucky. We changed the timing belt and the tensioner, and it started up. So we didn't have to pull the head off. There was an issue. The previous person that changed the timing belt also changed the water pump, but there's two different lengths of water pumps. And when they put it back together, they put the long bolts or the short bolts in the long bolt area. So when you put the long bolts in, they don't bottom out to like there's still a gap, but they're bottomed out. So, and then when they went to go change the bolts, they were seized because of the air gap and steel into aluminum. And they were afraid to break them. And the side that the timing belt on is right against the frame. So if you break the bolts off, you basically got to pull the motor out to tap in and retract the actual bolts. We'll probably try that in the future, probably in the summertime, and heat the bolts up is by taking the plate off and having a look, see if we can swap out that water pump for safety reasons. What do they call it? Preventive maintenance. We would have liked to have done it beforehand. It didn't happen. I would like to hopefully not like move into a place and then use the CRV as an excursion vehicle, because I still love to travel. I still love to camp. I still want to go out and see things. And the CRV is probably small, but enough room for me to not sleep on the ground and carry enough supplies for 3 to 5 days. And we still have some power stations. We still have some refrigerators and stuff like this that I have that were given to me to use. So they are going to be the smaller versions will be put into the CRV. And we're going to make it cozy. I'm going to have heat in there and lights and power and fridges. And it's going to be a cool little unit when we're done with it. So we're going to have a lot of fun next year, because this thing here will give me twice the mileage, if not more. I think it's 2.5 times better mileage than my school bus got. It's also 4-wheel drive, so we'll be able to go off-road and stuff like this. The bus isn't out yet, Buffalo, but I'm just, after 5 years of living in the bus and being as decrepit as me, full of rheumatoid arthritis. I've had rheumatoid arthritis for over half of my life, which means I've been very, very deteriorated in all my joints. So I both needs to be replaced. Both knees need replacing. This shoulder needs replacing. I have osteo in my neck, so it's really hard to sleep at night. We have COPD and emphysema and the other one. So we are just full of like bad lungs. I'm just coming out of a very bad time with my lungs in the last couple of weeks. On top of that, sleep apnea and a heart problem. Plus, I have fibromyalgia and a bunch of other stuff. So my body is like 80 years old. I'm 60 years old with the brain of a 25-year-old. So I think I can do it. My body's young enough to do it, but it's so beat up that I'm not sure if I can do it. So we're still going to do this. We're going to do a lot more of this kind of stuff. I'm not saying live, though, I don't think. I think I want to do like podcast stuff. We're going to talk to van lifers and just talk about their daily stuff, and we'll figure things out as we go along. Maybe, do some more lives, and we're gonna try to play things out, but we're gonna keep that CRV, and we're gonna keep acting like you're 16, bro. Aaron's in the house. Hi, Aaron. He's a good guy from Calgary, Alberta. Really? Is that right? I'm going to scroll back here a little bit. Aaron's here. The bus is out. That's where I was. Okay. Hey, Brent's Van Life. Without having to rewind, you were talking about retirement living settling. Are you not able to move in with a friend? I am in the house with my friend. But again, it's shared accommodations with a good friend. And, we get along great. I've always been alone, though. And I'm really enjoying what's going on here, but in the future, not so near, I'm hoping that I will have a place of my own. And it's something I think we all kind of like to have. Just got to find one that'll take my dog. Yes, Sue, I am. I'm 61 years old, 62 next year. What? Yes, 62 next year. Again, I remember talking to an old fisherman one day down at the wharfs, and he was telling me about all his ailments. I had to laugh because he sounded just like me talking to you guys. And then I asked him how old he was, and he was 82. And I'm like, great, I have the body of an 82-year-old. But you know what? It is what it is. We need to just embrace life and enjoy every minute, no matter what. Yes, we're going to have come down the pipe, right? Yes, you're allowed to feel sad. But I think that you truly, if you get stuck in we can find ourselves getting very comfortable in it. It's nice. It's comfortable. It's warm. Yeah, it stinks a bit. But you know what? I'm just going to sit in it. Don't sit in it. Get up, dust yourself off, look for the positive lining in things. There's always something good. And if you're looking too far down the road, then you're in the future. And if you're sitting and looking at crap that went on last week, you're living in the past. Our buddy Dave, who's in the hospital with a major stroke, he's now been in there for 3 weeks, coming up on 4 weeks, still learning how to walk. And he wants to learn to walk fast, and you can't because your brain has been affected by the stroke. So he's almost falling on his face every time he gets going because he's in a hurry. And I'm like, dude, slow down and take your time. And then I draw a circle around his feet. I said, that's all you need to worry about. You need to worry about you and what's happening in this moment, where your feet are planted. You don't need to worry about your car that's at your buddy's house. You don't need to worry about picking up bottles from previous people that you used to pick up from. You don't need to, and just trying to get them to like shut this down and focus just on health. And it's funny because I think he was one of those guys that was, I guess they're called beacons. And beacon is people that show up in your life and kind of share a message to you. Well, he wasn't sharing a message to me. I started preaching to him. And I didn't want him to get mad at me. So I was coming across in a spiritual manner to get him to be more able to listen and accept what I was trying to say to him. And then I realized I was talking to me. I was like, oh my God. So this last month has been a spiritual awakening of sorts, where 25 years ago, that's what I used to do. I used to do help a lot of people. I worked in treatment centers and worked on a one-on-one with a lot of people, and watched self-help book and read self-help books and watched self-help videos, and all of a sudden I'm remembering all this stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, you're back 25 years ago and you're reusing the healthy stuff in our life that we kind of need to live life by. I'm thinking a pretty good life back then. I still do have a pretty good life. I still kind of live by those morals, but when you're alone, you don't get to help people as much. You're not out there being a part of things. And so I think it's, again, that 5-year circle of my life is putting me back down a pathway that's going to be enlightening. And I want to share it with you guys. I want you guys to be part of this new look at life and what we're going to do differently this year. Right. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I know. You're only 60. Yeah, 60 with an 80-year-old boy. My brain is fine. Like, I have no problems. I was getting a bit depressed and fatigued and stuff like this. And when you stop thinking properly and things get confused and you get frustrated, and then you start to get angry, and it doesn't work, man. So we're going to try to keep on the positive side. That's a good way to put it. The chitter chatter upstairs. It so is, eh? Oh, you have some crazy ass thoughts out there. What's this? What happened with the I totally relate with the chronic illness. I hit 50 and was doing pretty well aside from migraines and thyroid issue. I got injured in my job, and now, yeah, welcome to my world. Age 29, I was diagnosed with RA. And on top of it, I got the fibromyalgia. So 29 years old, I'm 61. So over half of my life, the chronic pain has been in my life. So I wake up and I take 2 Tylenol. That's just what I do. Just because I've been sleeping all day long or all night. And with my body in that position, I wake up and I'm stiff. If I sit on a couch or a chair, I have to stand up and stand there to get my knees to work properly. I will say that if you focus on the pain will increase and it'll just gnaw away at your brain. So yes, you have pain, but you do have 2 legs. We do have the ability to move. And the more pain you have, the more likely the pain will subside. Not that it subside, but the level thing that we call, my ability to deal with it will increase. So yes, I have the pain, and if I gave you my body and you were in my pain now, you'd be saying, "Oh my God, Brent, I'm in so much pain. I feel like I'm a 9 out of 10." And for me, I'm like a 3 or a 4. Does that make sense? Yeah. Chronic pain sucks, and it does. It plays with the brain. I love it. Oh, Peter Jones is in the house. Say your message got retracted for some reason. Were you being mean to me or something? You've got us watching. Well done. Honestly, Buffalo, when I come walking into these rooms of live, one of the live things I learned last time during Blog TV in 2007 was to come here and entertain people. You guys sit and watch my videos and get entertained by the videos I portray out on there in the world. I don't glorify things. I'm not an Instagram van lifer. I go out there and show you real life and what it's like. And I try to show the beauty that's around you, even in the worst of times. But it's not all about, oh, look how great it is, because it's not great. It does. I was in it for 5 years full time. Give me a month or two. I'm fine at for a month or two at a time. But for 5 years full time, it beat me up a bit. And anyways, it's all about entertainment. And one of the things that when I'm watching other people do these lives, the hardest thing for me to do is watch them read everything that gets typed, repeat it, and then answer it, and then go on to the next one. And I'm not condemning people for that. I'm just saying that I can read what's in the chat. I don't need you to read it for me and answer each and every answer, because a lot of the questions don't even have answers, but they get read anyway. So I think it's better for me to like try to entertain. I can control the chat and roll through it and know where I was, pick something that's a topic of fun or something, or entertainment, pick it, ramble with it, and keep the story going and entertain you guys like I'm sitting here talking to you and you and you. Don't forget about you. And that, who's that girl in the back there? That one that's the blonde one that's crying. Stop. Oh, she's laughing. Never mind. Anyways, I really like that. What Buffalo says 60 plus and not depressed. That doesn't exist. Hey, Peter, I thought you were coming down to the island. I thought you'd be here by now. Get out of that ice cold Edmonton crap. Let's see. What the heck? I'm trying to scroll here and read at the same time. Oh, my lungs. They're still a bit tight. By the way, for those of you that tuned in late, this is not my new humble abode. This is AI generated. How do I get out of it? How do I get out of it? Come on, help me. Something like that. See, it's just green. I can make it go green. This is all done through my computer. So now I don't know how to do it. Background. There we go. There we go. So this is where I am. We're in the office of my buddy's house, and we're just hanging out. And now I got everything covered. There we go. Oh my God. Some of the things you guys say. Norm has been with us for, God, the whole trip almost, I'd say, Norm. I think you started, or you're one of my original watchers that has joined me when we first started up here. And he's always got something to say that'll put a smile on your face if you can take his sarcasm. And I'm kind of a sarcastic guy, so I totally understand where he's coming from. Yes. Getting old ain't fun, that's for sure. But you know what? I love all the I love the wisdom we gain. And wisdom is basically experienced knowledge. Like you can read a book, but you ain't gonna know it until you actually do it. And then when we do it, then we have the wisdom. And so, I thought I knew a lot of things until I experienced them, and then my experience was a lot different than what I thought. So I'm really enjoying getting older and understanding things a little better. And yeah, I'm a real dude. I have not spoken with Jeffy Bear. Um, can't even remember. Spring of this year. We had a disagreement between things. I apologized to him. I believe that it should have been both ways because I own my part in the things. But what I said to him was true. But I apologized, and he wrote me off. And I tried reaching out a couple other times, and he never replied back. So, stay Levy. It's all good. I did what I need to do with him. He was part of my life. People come into your life for a reason, a season, and a lifetime. I believe he was more of a season than a reason, and it definitely didn't turn out to be a lifetime. Good guy. All my power to him. Wish him well. But yeah, that's life. Okay. Green screen from the Bond movie. Hi, my name is Bond, James Bond. Okay, what's going on here? I'm just trying to read through here, try to find you guys another topic. We'll be moving to Gibson's in March. You're moving to Gibson's? Awesome, dude. I have not explored the Sunshine Coast. Maybe that'll be next on my bucket list because I've been not planning for next year. Usually by this time, I'm usually got something planned, and I haven't planned anything at all. And it's just like living on this in the moment, waiting for this knee operation. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to next year because it's going to be, I think next year's my year. Okay, there's a few other my's out there, right? But I think it's something that's going to start change and turn around. So, okay. Yeah, that is a good saying. Reason, a season, and a lifetime. Canada does have a sunshine coast. It is what is known, Phil, is it's the mainland of British Columbia that is in between Vancouver Island and the mainland. So Vancouver Island is like a shelter. It's like a deflector of the clouds because the clouds come along and they hit Vancouver Island and then they go over top. And then it makes for sunshine on the coast because they go right up top until they hit the Rocky Mountain, or not the Rocky Mountains, the coastal mountains. So they get a lot of, what do they call that? They call it something like shadow weather or something like that. So Sunshine Coast, yeah, from Powell River down to Bowen Island. It's beautiful. And I think there's a couple, 3 ferries you need to take. One to get to the first place, and then you have to take one to another place, and then you drive up the coast to Powell River, and then you can take the ferry from Powell River over to Courtenay, British Columbia, back here on Vancouver Island. And they call it a circle. So it's the Sunshine Coast Circle. There's the Northern Circle where you take Prince Rupert, and you go all the way around to Vancouver Island and back. It's just some really neat circles in the Okanagan. There's the Okanagan, but circles in British Columbia. I thank you. Thank you for saying that, Catherine. I appreciate it. And yes, I share Tamo. It's very, very good. Okay. Well, what else you guys want to know? Okay. While I have a drink of beer and I can catch up. I caught up on all your chat now, so get the chat rolling. Find me a good question. Hey, Durham, what time is it in the UK? Hey, Zabellas. That's. I will say that when Jeff fell ill and that happened to him, I was blessed that he did have someone like me that was around. And I'm not praising myself, but he didn't have anybody, and I really cared like about him, and I did what I thought was best. So no biggie. Plans for New Year's. Alive. You guys want to get drunk on New Year's together? Sounds great to me. What should we start a new year? Well, you guys will be starting. I can't go for that many hours. Maybe I should go hang out with Matt from Van Life Plus. Maybe I'll go hang out with him, eh? Me and Matt can go get drunk in his van together. We can do shots. Yeah. 21:46. So it's still early. It's only like 10 o'clock at night. Okay. I thought it would be later, but yeah. I have no idea what Matt is doing for New Year's. I did see he did have a live chat on last night saying it was the last one for the year. So I imagine he won't be doing anything on New Year's Eve. And no, I don't even know where I have ever since I moved. Honestly, I haven't seen a lot of videos. I've been very busy with the moving and trying to get things going and grocery shopping and getting things around, and that I haven't done a lot of it. I haven't videoed nothing. The reason I'm doing the live today is because we have no more videos. You guys are caught up in all my videos of where I'm at in my life today. I wanted you guys to know today, now that you are caught up, that this is where I'm at in my life this very moment. So I'm going to get out there and do a little bit more videoing. We might have to get out and do some local stuff. I think maybe is what we're kind of do. We'll go and check out the heck. There we go. We'll go check out things maybe around the Nanaimo. It was requested to me. I want to talk to a buddy of mine about. He said he had something for me. His name's Bruno. I don't think he's in here right now, but he's from Thunder Bay, and he's an old friend of mine from the Blog TV days. And he was saying go out to some of the eateries or breweries and go in there and promote their places and do like a shoot in there. So maybe we'll go visit some of those kind of places. I want to talk to him about what his idea was, because I'm open to new things. What I want to do is we're gonna keep Brent's van life alive. We're still gonna go out and cruise around and see some really cool places all over the place when I'm getting healthier, or just around Vancouver Island. But I want to add to the content, and we're going to make it, it's just a little bit more intriguing. You want to tune in and check things out. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, there's a subscribe button down here. Just kind of slide the picture up, and you'll see all the crap down there. And if you haven't hit the like button, you might as well do it while you're down there too. This will go up, and it will be posted. It'll have a bunch of links in the description if you want to see anything that I've done in the past, or want some cool stuff. If you ever thought about, I remember you did that thing and I want one of those. How do I get it? They'll have the links down there. And it's been a wild ride. I was thinking about some of the crap I've collected and got, and people I've met, and still haven't got my lobsters from Craig Betts, though. He keeps bragging to me all the time. Ken and Sue wish you all the best. Hi, guys. I haven't seen you guys in what, 3 years? Good God. 60s Van Life is a couple I met 3 or 4 years ago. I can't remember when it was. They came over there. One of the first people I met that came over to see Brent's van life when I was settled down at Bavarian one time, and they were parked outside of the shop, and I went up and we got to hang out there for a while and had some good discussions. I love meeting you guys in person. It's a blast. There's a couple in town here that I met, and I told them, I said, just email me and I'll hook up. I found their email in my crap mail, my junk mail too, and so sad that I didn't get a chance to. Well, I'm going to get a chance to do it, but I wish I would have seen it earlier, because he kept coming in the room and going, so when are we going to do coffee? So when are we going to do coffee? And I'm like, how am I supposed to get a hold of you if you don't send me an email? Well, it turned out he'd sent me 3 and I didn't see them. Oh, I know it would sound so good. You have my address, don't you, Craig? Smart ass. Jeez. Yeah, it would. We'll have to hang out again one day. It would be nice to see the town before I get there. Oh, I see what you're saying. I didn't quite understand what you were trying to tell me there, Tamo, but yeah, we'll go ponder around. There's some neat old sections of the town. This is a very commercial town. I think we have like some of the most malls there is in the city for per capita, and so yeah, don't waste my time a lot around those places. But we have some really neat little restaurants and pubs and coffee houses and stuff like that we go check out. And yeah, as long as I don't have to walk far and I'm in better shape. My lungs are really bad for the last couple weeks. I got dehydrated because I was running around so much and forgetting to drink enough water. And yeah, so we're feeling healthier now. It's going to be probably another week before I'm healthy, so next year should be fine. And then we're going to start greasing some wheels because they're squeaky and I wanted to get stuff done. Nanaimo is from one tip of Nanaimo to the south tip of Nanaimo to the north tip of Nanaimo. And since we're on the ocean, there's only east and west. It is about a 20-minute drive. So I am in the south end, Bavarian is in the middle, and the north end is, so I'm 10 minutes away from Bavarian. That's a great idea, Steve. I used to have one on my old Volkswagens. I don't know if you guys have watched my videos or how long you've been around for, but there is a video out there of Volkswagen vans I've owned. And one of the things I did is when I moved here in 1999, I came here to change my life because I guess it was one of those 5-year things, right? And ended up buying a Volkswagen van. And after 25 years, I've been through 13 of them. And I would buy them and I'd fix it up and I'd find another one that was in better shape. And then I'd buy it and then I would sell my other one and then fix up that one. And I kept doing that. And one of the things we always had, well, not always, but we always tried to have, was the circus tent that the Volkswagens had, because there was a huge canvas added room that was just amazing. You pull up, hook on, or drive away whenever you want. So the good old days. Oh, Norm. Right? Yeah, there's certain things that happen with a lot of people. Since I've been in van life for so long, I get to watch and meet a lot of people and get to know them personally. And the stuff that you guys do for other people, van lifers, I believe that they should be doing a lot more for you. And sometimes it kind of, I don't know, we won't go there. That'll be another podcast someday when I'm in the mood to be a ranting, raving fool. Today, we're going to keep it cool. Okay, who's taking off? This is Tamil. Okay, Tamil, take care. Have a good one. When I first read, oh my God, Retro Roams. Great username, except for one thing. I looked at it quickly and I thought it said restrooms. Like, who would call themselves that? The Honda was going to be a build out. I'm calling it my cheap build out because basically I tore apart pallet boards and I saved the wood from it. And I went to a buddy of mine's house and we planed all the boards down. So they got wood for free. I have a Set Power USA fridge. It is a small one I used to use for a beer fridge in the school bus. I pulled that out. I'm going to be putting that in there. It holds about 15 beer, but it'll be made for holding food and keeping things cold. I've had 3 or 4 Blue Eddy power stations. I kept the one that was most suitable for me in the school bus, and I believe it's a 500 water. The other ones were just so big, and I already carry 300 amp hours of lithium batteries in there that I didn't really have use for a big one, nor the space. So I kept the small one. So that's going into it. So that was a gift from Blue Eddy. Mind you, I worked for it. I had to make a video. I have a small propane catalytic heater just in case, because I don't plan on really going out in the winter time in this thing. And yeah, we'll hook up some lighting, make some shelving, single bed with some 8 inches or 10 inches of foam. The foam came out of my bed in the school bus because I bought a new one for the school bus. And yeah, we're just going to have an excursion vehicle. I like Buddy said an attic room, but I'm maybe thinking, I want to put maybe a roof rack on the rooftop with a basket. We can have spare stuff in there that we can put up there and maybe some lights on it. I'm definitely putting a lift kit in it. We're going to have a really cool looking little off-road, off-grid car to have. I have extra solar panels that we can take with us, and we'll be able to go explore some unique places here on Vancouver Island, since it will be a 4-wheel drive and small enough to get through things. The dude is loving his new house. He's got a best friend collie named Scout, and Scout is about a year, if not 2 years older than him. So he just loves him to death. They fart around and roll around and play all the time. It's quite beautiful. My buddy's a bit of a hiker, so he takes his dog and he takes my dog, and they go out and hang out together. The dude is adjusting well. I'm kind of hoping he learns from the older dog, so he doesn't pull as much, and he'll start like being, more of a part of the pack and stuff like that. The guy I'm living with is my old neighbor. When I moved out of my sticks and bricks 5 years ago, he lived next door to me, and I believe he was there for a good 5 or 6 years before that. So we've known each other for 10 years, 12 years, somewhere in that area there. Goldberg, my previous dog, is actually buried in the backyard. So we're very close friends. We both love our IPAs and going out to the breweries and stuff like that. And we get to go out and try some new stuff. And we're always sampling new stuff. We go out to the liquor store and we come back. Oh, look what I found. Let's try this stuff out. Yeah, it's been a great transforming, switching over of things that we're doing. So life is pretty good. Mr. Twyman, welcome to the room. You're a little bit late. I hope that you have a note from your mom. Okay, because we start here at 1 p.m. promptly, and it's now 59 minutes has gone past, and you just decide to show up. And thank you very much. Don't be sorry, because life has a tendency to not go as planned. And maybe I got, kind of ill before it would have been surgery date, and maybe I wouldn't have made it. And maybe God had a plan, or the higher power, or the creator, or the universe, or whatever you guys want to call it. As long as you believe in something, I think that's what it is. And when we stop believing in something, then we create ego, and we think we know everything. By the way, does anybody know what the EGO acronym stands for? EGO? Uh-oh, Catherine said something nasty and she retracted her own thing. Or maybe I answered the question and she didn't want me to answer it. Don't worry, Catherine, you don't have to retract your messages, because you know what? I just read through them, and if they're not that important, I'm not going to say anything. A right-hand drive just went up for sale in Vancouver, I believe, for like $5,000. And 160,000 kilometers on it or something like that. So definitely different. I don't like the big mirror in the back that they put on them, but hey, I guess if you need it. Oh, thanks, Robert. I appreciate it. Yeah, ego, since nobody's coming up, I'll just wait because I know there's probably a delay in my talking and you guys answering. But ego stands for okay, I just wanted to freak you out and pretend that you guys thought that I actually got locked in there, but no, I was just doing that to see if anybody was going to answer before I did. Edging God out. And God is, again, can be anything you want it to be, right? It's just an easy term because it's easy to spell and easy to say, but some people are afraid of it and some aren't. And I'm one of those guys that really couldn't give a rat's behind about it. I believe that there's a power greater than me that is definitely going to be taking care of me. So, oh, well, look who's here. Georgie Porgy. I didn't even know you were in here. You didn't? Did you say hi earlier or something like that? Happy New Year, brother. I could hardly wait to get back up to that North Coast, man. George is from Prince Rupert, British Columbia. Beautiful, beautiful town. I grew up there and I miss the heck out of it. Yes, I do remember when Japanese oranges came. There was actually a Facebook post where the guy was selling those old boxes. Yeah, that's when they made real mandarin oranges. They were really from Japan back then. Now they're not. They're not. And they're mass produced now, so they just don't taste the same as when we were kids. Eh? No, LJ. I didn't ask for what it's short for. I said, what's the acronym EGO mean? That was the question. Acronyms are words like SCUBA. SCUBA is an acronym for a self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, like FUBAR, or NFG, no factory guarantee. There's a bunch of them, right? If you say something, stick with it. So, what kind of cough medicine did you get there, Norm? Did you go pick up some Buckley's? It tastes like crap, but it works. Wow. I'm glad that I had the opportunity. Edge got out. There you go, Possum. You got her. I'm glad I got the opportunity to hang out with you guys today. I've been blessed with having a great community of people like you guys that support me in all the things I do. If you have any great ideas that pop in your head saying, hey, I think Brent should do something like this, please feel free to go down the descriptions, find my email address, shoot me off one. I'll read it and I'll get back to you and let you know what I think about it. Well, no, I won't let you. Of course I will. I am wanting to try some new things, so we're going to try to figure it out. maybe I should take you around the new house in a newer video, or where I live around the neighborhood in the new video. So might be something simple like that. And yeah, we will definitely have a video up between here and New Year's. I will ponder going live New Year's Eve. You all got to supply your own shots, okay? 'Cause I'm not buying them all for you guys, okay? Thank you very much, Catherine, for the whatever they'll call those things. Um, and I want to wish you guys all a happy New Year, and definitely I will get a hold of people when I'm on the road again. At least I will have a video out letting you guys know I'm coming that way. It's easier for you guys to get a hold of me than me trying to get a hold of everybody else. With that, peace, love, and granola. Take care of yourselves. Have fun.